faces, but my mental diseases turn to pieces, but my mental diseases.
Standing here, my friend, I'm alone again. Can we just pretend everything is what it was? It's okay, I am thrown away. Here I am again, looking for a place to store memories fading to die. It's okay, I am thrown away.
Self-reflection, not the mirror on the wall. Imperfections, overanalyze every flaw. Self-destructive deception, deadly conversations. Yeah, in my head, I wind up dead, but that's not my intention. You won't like what you find. Deep in the dark depths of my mind, the walls are closing in. I feel this is the end. We'll make it out alive. You should hear the things I say to myself. I wouldn't tell my enemy. I wouldn't tell my enemy. You should hear the things I say to myself. I'm my own worst enemy. I'm my own worst enemy. Self-inflicted perception, sinking deeper in my mind. Like touch in my vanity. I'll make it out alive. First in line to hate my rhymes. I don't know why I waste my time. I can't find happiness. I've tried. Maybe I'm blind. I should throw it all away and find another different girl. When I should give up on my dreams. See my hope for being broke. Stop believing in myself. I'm not a diamond in the rough. Disappear to my doubts, cause I'll never be enough. Every time I feel this way, I feel the weight of feeling wrong. Try to be myself today, but it won't stay that way for long. Introspective imperfections, yeah, I see them all. Try to sing the pain away, but I just sing the same old song. Yeah. You should hear the things I say to myself. I wouldn't tell my enemy. I wouldn't tell my enemy. You should hear the things I say to myself. I'm my own worst enemy. I'm my own worst enemy.
All right. What is up, everyone? Happy Merry Wednesday. It's another episode of Banger Wednesday. Um, I know some of you are wondering who are all those badass bands we just listened to. So, every band you just heard was a band featured on this show recently. And just like them, all the bands tonight are going to land on our official Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. Sorry about that. I had got an alert out the corner of mine. It distracted me. Not good. With that said, have a ton of great bands lined up tonight. And real quick, I do want to plug in one quick thing, and hopefully I'm going to save some lives by doing so. In case all of you forgot, next Wednesday is Valentine's Day. So if you didn't make plans, you might want to get on that. And we're not going to air Banger Wednesday next week. We want everyone to enjoy the holiday. And with that said, this is the last episode of season 1 of Banger Wednesday. We're going to take that off week and we're going to set up a new format, and we'll be back with season 2 on the following week. So be sure you join, because we have a bunch of cool stuff lined up, which includes ding, 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 giveaways. I got a few things lined up to give away to people, and you can start now and take part of it. And the first step is going down here in Twitch, finding that little follow button. It costs you absolutely nothing, but it does open a lot of doors and opportunities for the show and the bands. And that's step 1. Hit follow and then show up to the shows to be a part of the games that we're going to play. That will, hopefully you would win and you will get some of these cool prizes. We do have Banger Wednesday merch that we're going to give away. I have a few bands that hit me up, and they're going to provide some of their own merch as giveaways. So be sure to take part in it and get you some free cool stuff, show support for the bands. That's what this whole show is about. So I don't want to say too much because I want to let these guys get all the time in the world they need to talk about their bands. So we're going to go ahead and just hop straight into it. And the first band I got up tonight is Supposition, and I got Eric and Nick. Why don't you guys hop on in Discord, unmute, tell us a little bit about the band, tell us about the track you sent me, and I'll get it queued up in the background. Floor is yours.
Awesome. Am I coming through okay?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Cool.
Fantastic. Nick, you want to take this?
Yeah, Supposition is just more or less a love project between me and Eric and our extended love for electronic music and metal. So we're trying to do a little bit of genre blending as far as that goes. But yeah, this track that we put out most recently, Kaiju, is I thought it was a poetic way to kind of reflect the way things seem in the world at large, how tense everything seems to be. But yeah, as far as everything else goes, we usually start off with the instrumental, and then we'll collaborate a little bit together, and then Eric will do all of the Angie Boy noises on it.
Little screamy scream.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was interesting. Like you mentioned, there's definitely a lot of tension within the world right now. I remember I wrote the bulk sum of these lyrics like the day after I saw Oppenheimer. And for anybody who's seen that movie, pretty thematic, dramatic, and it definitely leaves that question. It's like, is another nuclear bomb gonna go off? Like, it's something that's like, what exactly are our priorities as people? Is it humanity or is it making money? And if you want to talk about one thing that makes money pretty well, it's war and the waging of said war. So it's just sort of like a pondering of, what that is within the world as we live. It's a question of like, what's the purpose of this? Are we fighting for morals, for dirt, for these preconceived notions of what we believe are important, or are we fighting and killing each other for money? It is a relatively dark theme, and song definitely matches that element, and there are a few alleviations from that. We definitely we had a handful of songs that we had written, and we chose to put this one out first because we think it best encapsulated the overall vibe of what we're trying to do with this project. A lot of different genres and fusions and stuff inside of it. I don't have too much more to say about it ahead of time. I think we could probably just let that track rip, and if there's any specific questions that come from that, I'd love to answer them for you.
Yeah, and I have to apologize in advance, everyone. We got an incoming ad break, and I'm not going to screw everyone and play your track while the ad break hops in. So what I'm going to do is, thank you for that intro. I'm going to touch on a few things you did say in order to kill some time so everyone can get back from the ad, because I don't want to screw people like that. And I tried to skip it, but it wouldn't let me. So with that said,
No worries.
you said some electronic things in there, and I'm kind of excited about that. Just a knowledge for everybody. One of the coolest things about the show is that we don't put ourselves into one corner of metal. We don't just say, hey, we're only going to listen to like metalcore or deathcore or whatever. We've been fortunate that we get A to Z. We get really, really, really soft stuff that sometimes is almost punk, sometimes is almost rock, and then sometimes we got the stuff that that fit the definite metal stereotypes where they're wearing black face paint and probably sacrificing babies on the weekend. So I'm excited to hear the track because, again, I love the different flavors. And with that said, again, I'm gonna take another little moment before we get into the track because, again, I don't want anyone to miss the track during the ad break. Just to let everyone know, excuse me, everything on tonight's show will be available on Twitch for viewing later. If you happen to miss it, it will be on YouTube. So, hey, everyone in YouTube future, we will have it on YouTube. And again, this track will be on the Spotify playlist after tonight's show. Let's see. I'm trying to kill time, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't realize this ad break was coming in right now. I thought I stopped it.
I quit.
But
I'm out.
it kind of reminds you of like when you're watching a comedy show, and there's the guy that's finally getting that romantic moment with the woman, and all of a sudden he can't get it up, and he goes, "Oh, this has never happened before." That's kind of that feeling right now. I've never been in a situation where I had an ad break come in when I didn't think it was coming. So here I am scrambling, but
Wouldn't be the last episode without a little drama.
yeah, right. Yeah, we're
T-shirt.
going out season 1 with a bang.
Yeah.
But let's see.
You mean a banger?
Yeah, we're gonna blow the shit out of it.
That's right.
Yeah. So real quick, people joining in. We had an unexpected ad break coming in. So right now we're gonna kill a little time with some stories before we play this track because I want everyone to be able to listen to it start to finish without the ad interruption. So that'll be coming in about a minute, and I promise I will hold the track till after the ad break. And I do want to make another real quick shout out to some people in chat. We got Pain and Gain 1865, awesome game streamer. She's in here as one of my moderators, helping me out, and she actually helped me set up a lot of this streaming stuff. So you guys definitely need to go follow her, show her some love because she's part of the reason we're here doing it. SXK also is a game streamer. He's helped along the way. He's also a moderator here. So make sure you follow all these guys and gals. Show them some love because they definitely helped us be here. Again, ad breaks coming in 40 seconds for all you guys. I will promise I will hold this track till you get back, and I will continue story time. So just for everyone listening, if it's your first time, just to give you some backstory on the show. The whole idea was to get these bands in here that don't have, a label background or a ton of funds backing them to get heard on the platforms they deserve to be heard on. So here we are coming together to raise each other up and support each other and build a new platform where all us little guys can be heard. So that's what started this whole show. And since then, in season 1, we've had tons of bands. We've had bands from Australia, Hungary, Sweden, Norway, France, England, and west to east coast in the U.S. as far north as Canada. So we've been growing. It's been a great time, and it's because of everyone, like all of you that are here right now taking part in it. That's why we're here still doing it. When I first started it, I kind of thought I was going to do like one episode, maybe two, and be like, all right, no one's going to really care, and I'll just stop doing it. Honestly, that was honestly what I thought was going to happen. And lo and behold, people show up, people have a good time, and, here we are. So, all right, I see that ad break is currently going, and it ends in less than 50 seconds for all you guys that are still here that happen to subscribe, and for you band guys listening in Discord, we're 50 seconds out. And just so you guys know, Supposition, I am going to replug you guys before we play that track again, because I really feel bad about that interruption.
It's all right.
Definitely unplanned.
Appreciate it.
So, it's Wednesday. This is me filling an awkward silence. Oh, it's a Jimmy John's ad. Okay. Well, then I guess it was worth the interruption. Hopefully they got a cool.
Not too bothered about that.
Yeah. Hopefully they gave you some
Wait.
like discount coupon.
You guys are getting Jimmy John's ad? I got freaking TurboTax. This is bullshit.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
watching some ATV stuff right now.
so I
Okay.
mean, they say
Power
those ads
insurance.
are targeted. So I mean, it's your own fault for somehow. I'm sure. All right.
Yeah,
Yoga pants.
All right, the ad's over. Welcome back, everyone. As promised, we're going to start that track here shortly. And we had some story time for those of you that missed it that aren't subscribers. I got Supposition, I got Eric and Nick here, and they have a track that we're going to play. And just to plug a little bit of what they said in case you missed it and you're coming in late. The song is called Kaiju. And you know what? I'm going to go back to you, Eric and Nick. Go ahead, replug it. Give us a little insight of what that track was again, the gist of the lyrics and whatnot.
Yeah, sure. So it started off as an instrumental. I actually was coming off of a hiatus, and I took the things that I learned in the last 6 years in production stuff that I was really interested in, and I just kind of started putting everything back together. And then when we ended up where we were with Kaiju, we're just kind of in this really tense spot in history and society and culture. Really shows a lot of tension, turbulence. So this song kind of is a decent reflection on what that actually means.
One thing,
Eric,
one thing I do want to say and mention about this song, and it kind of fuels the theme of it as well. Nick sent me, like you said, he'd been on hiatus. He sent me a Snapchat of I think it was the intro going into the verse, and I was like, "Hey, what the hell was that? That was pretty cool. Can you send me more of that? I'll see if I can put some vocals on it." And we got it through the first break, and I quit my job a week later, and sort of shifted a lot of focus. I remember I drove up the next week to actually work on it in person with him, and I remember we worked in his studio until 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
And finally our other friend that was with us is like, "Dude, I've got to go home. We can't keep doing this." And I ended up dropping. I was so disappointed. I think we could have probably finished the whole song that night, but
it was one of those sessions where if we didn't have to stop, it just
would have happened. But it's something that we're really excited about. It's been nice. Both of us were in bands last time I played a show was in 2017, and been really missing it. So the fact that we have something that we're working on again, and it's kind of all coming to be something that's actually real again is really exciting for us, and we're really excited to get it out into the world.
Well, yeah, I'm really excited to listen to it finally after we were so rudely interrupted, and I apologize for that again. All right, so everyone hang on to your butts. I'm going to throw you over to the viewing room, and we're going to check out this track. I got it queued up here, and we are going to listen to it directly from the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist because I've already put it there while we were rudely interrupted. So here we go, guys. This is Kaiju by Supposition, and take a listen. Here we go. All right, everyone, we're going to let that track play all the way down to the end. Oh, we don't want to hear the next song, though. All right, let me throw us back over into the question forum, guys. I do have some questions and comments, and I'm judging you hard. I'm joking. I'm not judging you at all.
Good.
Don't get all nervous. All right, so first thing, remind me again of the breakdown of duties. Who's doing what?
So I will start the instrumental, and I pretty much arrange everything from guitar to drums at first, and get all of that taken care of, and then we will collaborate on and refine that after that, and then after that everything gets passed to Eric so that he can do his vocals.
Okay, so Eric's doing primarily vocals, and Nick, you're doing mostly the instrumentals, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so then who do I want to pick on first? I'll pick on Nick first. All right, so Nick, I'm assuming this is all done home studio, and are you guys mixing and mastering it yourself as well?
So we'll start with a few demos that we mix and we get pretty much right where we want, and then we do have a couple engineers that we work with, and then we go from there as far as the mastering goes.
Right. And so let me ask you a guitar question. Are you amping? Are you miking amps, or are you doing like DIs with plugins?
It's all DIs and plugins.
Yeah, that was some sweet sounding tone you have.
I basically refined everything from the Gojira X platform.
Dude, so you talk about Neural DSP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I've developed most of my tones.
So that plugin's so badass. I use that plugin as well.
It's everything from my practice amp to what I plan on using for my live productions.
Yeah, so
That
every
update
show
was an absolute nightmare for the song that we're working on right now. We lost all of our automations for everything.
Oh Jesus!
Oh yeah.
But it's insane how popular that plugin is. Every show, I always ask gear questions. I love gear questions, and specifically guitar tone. Every show, at least one. Most of the time, it's two on average. Bands, guitar players are using that damn Gojira plugin, including me. It's just insane. It's like I don't even know why I bother asking you anymore. I should just start saying, "Hey, are you using Gojira?" And just start the question
that's
like
the
that.
opening question.
Yeah. Just like let me
It's
cut
so
chase.
much easier to tour with those quad Cortexes than it is to tour with a tube amp and all of the necessary pedals. Just so much can go wrong, and it could be such an expensive repair, especially if you got like an orange head and you're playing a sketchy venue because you're still a small band, and that's just something you kind of have to do, and you catch some dirty power, and next thing you know that's that could be your set.
Yeah.
And just making it all digital like that, I really do think that the tone and like all of the mapping and just what they've done with that plugin, it's almost better than the tone that you get out of analog stuff.
It's almost too intuitive.
Hot take, yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna go ahead and pick on Eric real quick.
Yeah.
I'm not picking on you, but dude, seriously, your range is pretty amazing, to be honest with you. From your cleans to the different styles of grits you were throwing in there, it was definitely really cool. But like overall, I don't label the bands, but I always like to try and say who I could see them on a stage with, and they would kind of like mesh with really well. And oh man, I want to say you guys have these moments, especially with the electronic stuff, where it kind of reminds me of a little bit of Born of Osiris. And I do see Sleepy Wolf. Sleepy Wolf says you guys kind of got some Architects vibes there too.
I would say those are pretty deep inspirations for guitars. I've covered so many of those two bands specifically. Like, yeah.
I think Lee McKinney uses Gojira. Think about it.
So now I don't feel stupid for saying Born of Osiris with that kind of background. So good, great, man. Sheridan vibes at times too. says TWWU_Drew. Oh, there he is waving in chat. See, man? And see, now you guys know why I was putting those little Discord nicknames in there so I could know who was who, because I can never tell who's who with these, usernames sometimes. But yeah, overall, like mix and master is just great, man. It's a great sounding track.
Yeah, I
And-
want to shout out our mixing mastering engineer. His name's Bryant Lowry. He is an absolute machine. He did a lot of the drums on our track as well, because he's just, again, a machine. And Nick and I are guitarists predominantly, and he's a drummer. And we're like, hey, can you make sure that these are playable by a drummer and that we didn't write something that's just an unreasonable expectation? So he got in there and really, really beefed it up. Salt of the Earth person. He just did the soundtrack for the new Doom release, the Sigil 2. He composed, mixed, mastered, ripped that whole thing. This track could not have happened without him. And then also wanted to shout out Max Blau-Rossetti. We had initially had another guitarist that we had in mind for this project that was going to do a solo for it. And that fell through very last second. And we had planned to put this out. And Max came in a pinch and just absolutely melted faces with it. Yeah, this track wouldn't happen without those two people. I feel really remiss if I had not
for
said
sure.
anything.
It definitely wouldn't be
before.
pushed to the quality that it ended up being, for sure.
Yeah, man, it's great
Yeah.
quality, man. And you know, that's another thing I do touch on during the show sometimes when I talk about going into this and having no clue how it's going to play out. I totally thought that I was going to get some things that were these tracks that were just so bad that you wouldn't even be able to understand what's being played whenever I played them through Twitch and whatnot. Because again, like I told you guys in Discord, and for all you guys watching on Twitch, I don't listen to these tracks till we're playing them live on the show. So
Very brave of you.
yeah, I know. So I
Right.
I totally anticipated getting screwed with quality by not doing that, but I think that's what makes it fun for me, because I mean I'm not doing this to make money or anything like that. I'm doing it to have fun. You know, this is a hobby for me, and I really love supporting the bands. So if any band wanted to like pull one of those Rick rolls, you know, you got me. I'm already gonna tell you right now. If you send me that Rick roll file, I'm gonna play it live on this show. I'm gonna look like a fool. Please don't do it to me, but I'm telling you, you will get me, because I don't screen anything. But back to the point. Very well done mixing and mastering. Oh, and I do want to plug in whoever did the solo, or if both of you guys kind of collaborated on the solo. It was really nice. I loved the moments where you were obviously flying, and then you had moments where you were phrasing it a little differently. It was just a well done solo, because there are bands that come in and just kind of start shredding up and down scales, and which is great and everything, but sometimes it doesn't feel like it adds anything to the overall song.
For sure.
And that
for sure.
solo's very well done, man. So
We're gonna have a playthrough of it here very soon. We're actually gonna film it yesterday, but Nick's actually been pretty sick. But yeah, we'll have that up on our YouTube here pretty soon.
okay, and that's going to lead me to the next question. I saw Pain and Gain, one of our moderators, was asking, where do we go to find more of your music? Are you primarily YouTube? Are you Spotify? Are you everything?
Yeah. As of right now, it's on YouTube and Spotify. That's the only track that we have out. We are in the process right now of actually putting out a strictly EDM song, just to kind of like hold it over. We're in production for our second like full single. That's, you know, drums, guitars, vocals, all that. But like Nick said, this is a passion project for both EDM and metal. And it's definitely our goal to try and, you know, make as much music as humanly possible. So sometimes it'll be strictly metal, sometimes it'll be strictly EDM, sometimes it'll be both. This next one's going to be EDM, and then the one after that's going to be really freaking heavy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, it's all good. What were you going to ask?
So I just wanted to point out in chat that this is going to be a two-part question. The question in chat is when can we expect live shows? And I'm going to add to that, where are you guys located where they could catch a live show?
So right
Nashville and
now
St. Louis.
yeah, we both work pretty remote. Like we're both from the St. Louis area, and then Eric moved out to Nashville. So the potential of having shows is really just about wherever we want to go within, reason.
Hey, my
But
laptop is on 1%. I'm gonna swap over to Discord on my phone real quick.
You
You're
good,
gonna lose
brother?
me for a short second, but I'll be right back.
You good, brother?
but yeah, anyways, so well, I guess I touched on that pretty well.
Yeah. So one of you are in Nashville, and you said the other one is in St. Louis, or
Yeah.
okay.
Eric's the one. He lives in Nashville, and then I live in St. Louis still.
So there you go, guys. Anywhere's between that state, Tennessee, Missouri, and all the states in between and around, you have an opportunity to see them live. So make sure you go find them. And you know what? I'm gonna do one of those little plugs, and I do this on every episode. I don't apologize for it. So I always give that disclaimer. I'm gonna plug the Spotify playlist all night because that playlist is instrumental in helping all these bands reach new listeners. And I'm gonna plug it all night. If you ever want to find this band or any other bands tonight, and you can't remember where they are on YouTube or whatever else, go find the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. I'm gonna burn that into your head. You won't forget it. You go to the Spotify playlist, you find the band you wanted to listen to or the track you want to listen to again, and then from there you can click on their band and go to their actual Spotify band pages and whatnot. I push it and push it and push it because it's essentially a roadmap to every band that's been on the show. And it's hard to remember everything, all these plugs that all the bands throw out there in the night. But with that said, whenever I do put this in the YouTube, I will put the plugs in there in the description. So if you ever get lost, go to YouTube. We are going to try and grow YouTube with the new season. So I've been pushing a lot on Twitch and a little bit on TikTok, but we're going to make a push for YouTube next. So go find them there. Is there anything else either of you want to tell us about the band or anything you want to plug or?
Yeah, you want to hear a funny story?
Yeah, let's go.
And I'll finish off with a little plug here. So, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
I swear. Okay, cool. So when you're doing things as a remote project, you can get a lot of it done remote, but not all of it. And we prefer that there be some actual face-to-face. So when I went to record the vocals for this, I drove up to St. Louis and picked Nick up and brought him back down. And my thought process was, yeah, let's leave in the middle of the night. That'd be better. We won't hit any traffic. No problem. So we left his work at like 11. Like it was like late, and
This is
it's a
painful.
5-hour drive. Yeah, 5-hour drive back from from St. Louis to Nashville. And at like 3 o'clock in the morning, we're almost there. We're like right about to pass the Kentucky border. We come up over a hill and traffic is completely stopped. We went from going like 75 miles an hour to like nearly hitting the person in front of us. And then we sat in that traffic for like
It became standstill.
hours.
Yeah.
Apparently what had happened was there was a car that was on the shoulder and some trucker had fallen asleep at the wheel and hit that car, spilled a bunch of petroleum all over the highway, and then it caused like a multi-car buildup. There was like medevac and like there was like helicopters and it was just a nightmare. And we're sitting there in the car for hours, just so tired and uncertain about where we're like trying to figure out if we can drive over the median and go the opposite way and find another way around. And we're just too cowardly to actually pull the trigger on that. But we sat there for a good few hours. And then I had to go record all the vocals for Kaiju on like 2 hours of sleep.
If that, yeah, dude. And it was not consistent sleep.
It was,
It was
so
like
bad,
shifts
yeah.
of it was like shifts of us trying to figure out when we could move.
Nice.
Yeah. We woke ourselves up with an ice bath in my gnarly bathroom in Nashville, just to kind of zone in and make sure that we got everything done that needed to get done. But yeah, that one, that took a little bit. It's never a smooth process to make a song that you're really happy with.
Yeah,
There's always something.
yeah, and honestly, man, the track is so good. You'd never tell you had all those trials and tribulations just to go record some vocals. You can't tell. You guys did great on that track, and it was definitely a badass way to start, Banger Wednesday. So I appreciate you guys bringing it. And real quick, I do want to Sleepy Wolf. Yes, we did answer that question. They don't have any live shows currently lined up, but they plan to in the near future, and they will be within the Missouri, Nashville area, anywhere in between there or in those areas. So, yep, we did get your question answered. And
Do a couple quick plugs if that's all right.
yeah, go ahead, man.
Awesome. Yeah, so for anybody that wants to hear some of the stuff that we're going to be putting out before we actually get it onto YouTube and Spotify, best place to do that would be our Instagram, which is Supposition Band. You can find us there. We're constantly dropping clips of everything that we're doing, dropping visualizers, doing the whole thing. It's just a fun way to, test these ideas out and see how people are reacting to them. So for the quickest access point to what we're doing that's new, that'd be the place to find it.
Outstanding. And real quick, I'm going to make another opportunity plug some stuff from chat. King Crispy and let's see who else we had here. We had Jaeger House. That's subscribed. Really, that's awesome. We appreciate that. That's what's going to help us keep getting these bands in here. That's what's going to help us get these giveaways for all the people that show up and make the time to support these bands. So we really do appreciate that, and I wanted to give you a quick shout out for that. With that said, thanks again to Supposition and Eric and Nick for making the time and bringing us a badass song.
Oh yeah, guys.
And
Thank you, Forge.
yeah, and one other real quick plug for the bands and everyone watching at home. This isn't a one-hit wonder show. All these bands are welcome to come back. They can keep in touch with me if they come out with new tracks or whatever. They just need to hit me up, and we'll get them back on the show. I do try and get new bands, but if I got a slot and I can get a alumni back, we'll bring them back. So guys, please keep in touch, and everyone listening at home, if you want to hear them again, holler it out in chat. Come find me on all the platforms and say, hey, bring back these guys, and I'll go find them and I'll get them, man. So this isn't a one-hit wonder show again. So thank you guys. And with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and start moving my way over to the next band. I have Autopsy Affair, and I got Tyson in Discord with me. So Tyson, go ahead and unmute. Tell us a little bit about the band and the track we're gonna listen to, and I'll get that queued up.
All right. Let me turn down my phone and stuff real quick. Mike, can you turn that down? Sorry.
No, you're all good.
So we're Autopsy Affair. We're from Hampton, Virginia. The track that we just released is called The Murderer's Bog. It's a love story, really, at the end of it. So it's just sort of the reason when we started writing our EP, the thought came in because Murderer's Bog was the first song that we wrote all together. This is like there's been several different versions of Autopsy Affair, but the last 2 years it's been me and our lead guitarist Casper, Joe Cobb on bass, our drummer Mike Pyatt. It's really his brainchild that came up with the band, so he's the only original member. And that was the first song we wrote together. And my thought process when writing the lyrics was kind of, if I were a serial killer, what would I think? And I just kind of went with that. It felt right. Ironically, came up with it while I was painting at a theme park.
Interesting. I'll tell you what, man. That has to be the most interesting backstory for a track I've had on the show so far. By far. That's awesome. Definitely got a bunch of inspiration going around there. But yeah, so anything else you want to tell us about the track before I get that rolling?
Not much. It was fun. Hope you enjoy it.
All right. I'm sure we're going to have plenty to say after we listen to it. So, okay, everyone, hold on to your butts. We're going to throw you back over to the viewing room, and I got this song ready to go, and I do already have it on the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. You're going to get sick of hearing me say it, and you know what? I don't give a shit. So Spotify playlist, this is The Murderer's Bog by Autopsy Affair. Here we go. All right. Here we go. All right, guys. Throwing you back over into the Q&A forum. Here we go. I'm going to go to chat first. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to read some of their comments first before I start, stealing the show as one does. Let's see here. Lord of the Three says, sounds like after the burial of Miss May I had a baby. I can see that. I agree. Sleepy Wolf, I want to walk the aisle to this. And Pain Again does as well. Awesome.
Yeah, Sleepy Wolf is killing me. That's fantastic.
Eric is absolutely filthy. Yeah, let's see here. Lord of the Three was feeling some, if acronyms aren't escaping me, as I lay dying vibes from the lead parts. I get that too. That's pretty cool. Just please no mercenary hiring autopsy affair. Hey, Tyson, you might have to mute your Twitch, please.
Yeah. Give me a second.
Yeah. Let me know you good to go. All right. Cool, he's good. All right, so Tyson, remind me, were you vocals, you said? Do you still have me, Tyson? Can't hear you, my friend.
Yeah, I'm doing the vocals on it.
Okay, yeah. So it was about at the 1 minute mark. You did something that...
Because I can't hear you through the thing.
Oh.
I don't even see it playing on this thing.
Okay. Do you hear me in Discord still?
Yeah, but that's not even on there. That thing is muted.
Let me know when you can hear me in Discord.
Look, it's not.
Let's see.
He can't hear you.
No, I can't hear a fucking thing you're saying.
I hear you, man. I hear you, man.
It's not. No, I can't hear a fucking thing.
I hear you, man. I hear you, man.
It's not. Yeah, the only way I can hear you is through my phone. I can't hear you on this platform.
Okay.
Yeah, the way I can hear you is through my phone. I can't hear you on this platform.
Right, that's right. Pain technology is supposed to make life easy. So what I'm gonna do, Tyson, is I'm gonna give you a few things, and just go ahead and talk, and that way I can stop talking. So here we go. I'm waiting for the feedback through. Okay, so real quick, Tyson, tell me how you guys recorded this, and go ahead and plug your band and what you guys have up and coming. Okay.
All right, I think I can hear you now. It's not that. It's
okay. You hear me through Discord now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great, awesome. All right, so here we go. So vocals, I think it was about a minute in. You did something kind of cool. It caught me off guard. So I really don't even know what the hell you did. It almost sounded like a grunt, like a.
Oh, whereas
Yeah.
yeah, I was just kind of like.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I liked it. It caught me off guard. It was well placed. That was really cool. I like that. And again, just like the band before us, whoever did the solo, it was very well done. It wasn't. It didn't steal from the song. That's some really nice phrasing in it. And you know what? For those of you that play guitar, I really hope you guys know what phrasing is. But if you don't, look into it, because that will make your solos and your songs that much better. But great examples tonight from this band and the band before, and how you do a solo right without stealing. With that said, do you guys have any kind of like Southern metal inspirations? Because I felt like there were moments where I was like, man, I feel some Southern metal vibes in there. Is that a thing for you guys?
I mean, a lot of us are from the South. I grew up in Mississippi, as well as a lot of other different states, Georgia, Florida. I was born in Nashville. And then Casper, our lead guitarist, he so talented. I mean, I wrote all the lyrics for that song before he wrote any of the guitar riffs to it, and I was just like, this is kind of how I wanted to go, and he was like, oh, great.
Well, and that's cool.
Yeah, I couldn't dream of just put an instrument in my hand and I'm like, is it good? I did it.
Yeah.
Yay.
That's a great way to write too, because and I think I'm speaking for most bands. Most bands go the other way. They write a instrumental, and then the vocalist listens to it, and then they get a vibe off of it, and they write lyrics to it. So it's really cool. You guys kind of went the opposite route. If you already had the lyrics and you said, hey, this is what the music needs to accompany, that's really cool. I will say something in chat real quick. Have you ever heard of a band called Maylene and the Sons of Disaster by chance?
I have not, but they sound fantastic.
yeah. So some people were getting some vibes of that. So yeah, Maylene Sons of Disaster. I think the other song that wasn't it something about the well dry, when the well runs dry or something like that, was like their big hit, or Poison the Well or something like that for Maylene. Dry the River. There you go. Thank you, Lord of the Three. Yeah, Dry the River, man. That was a badass song. Yeah, Eric, confirming Dry the River. That was a badass song. I remember when that first came out, that put them on a new level. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that band up. That's definitely a vibe I could see relating with these guys' style. With that said, you said you're from Mississippi. Remind me again, where is the band primarily based from?
We're out of Hampton, Virginia. So,
okay, Virginia.
Yeah, when I was younger, I moved around a lot. But I mainly lived in the southeastern part of the United States. And so Hampton, Virginia is like to put into context for the people at home, Virginia Beach, Norfolk, like southeastern Virginia.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So, you know, I'm gonna get ahead of some of the questions for your plugs. Are you guys doing any live shows or anything right now?
Well, we just did a few. I think we're taking February off. We're gonna release the rest of our EP this month by the end of it. And all of our songs sound completely different. Like this song sounds one way, and if you heard Heretic, you'd get more of an Amon Amarth kind of vibe. We wrote a song called Shame that took a lot of type of negative influence. Um, our main song we're gonna shoot a video to, Autopsy Affair. That's just its own beast on its own shit. The Devil's Due, it's got some real southern Pantera kind of feel to it. But I mean, really, none of it is. Couldn't say like cookie cutter the band and say, oh well, this is their sound, and that's kind of like where we like staying, because to say we're a particular genre is it's hard when people are like, oh, well, what type of music do you play? It's metal. Probably don't want to play it for your grandma. Definitely don't show her the lyrics.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm a talk about something on that, and it's something we brought up on the show a few times, and just to your point about, you know, you're not gonna play it for your grandma and stuff like that. It was one of the things that really wanted me to push the show as well, especially on Twitch, because there are so many people out there that just kind of stay away from metal in general, because the minute they hear metal, like I said earlier, they think of the black face paint and the baby sacrifices on the weekends and whatnot. And they miss out on such great music and such great storytelling that a lot of these metal bands throw out there, because metal musicians have, I don't know, they're just like on a whole different level when it comes to writing lyrics and matching lyrics to the music. You know, as opposed to like your mainstream stuff like rap and pop. You know, rap, it's all about, you know, guns, money, and hoes, and you know, pop is pretty much dominated by Taylor Swift and all her breakups. And then you know what I'm saying. But then look at how you introduced your track, and the guys in the band before, when they introduced Kaiju, how deep some of these stories go, or how inspired and unexpected they can be, like your story. You know, when you gave me that story going into it, I was like, wow, man, that is definitely a story I haven't heard before, you know, when it came to putting a track together. So it's just cool. It keeps it from being boring and stale. And one of the things we're trying to do here is get people to hop in and get a taste of metal and, you know, fall in love with it, so you guys can grow. But yeah, with that said, I don't want to steal too much from you. Where are you guys primarily plugging your music? Is it Spotify, YouTube, or are you everywhere? What's the deal?
We're on Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, YouTube. We got a couple videos out just for that. One is just straight up what it is, and then there's a lyric video out there that a lady that does a lot of our Upwork, and she does a lot of just plugging in everything. I mean, Lori does just so many things for the band. Anyway, she made it's a lyric video, but it's almost a music video, really. She did the job is tits.
All right.
She really outdid herself on that. That's on YouTube. Check it out. And just to touch on some of the storytelling, I mean, we're like most musicians, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's got a dark past. You know, it's kind of what channels us to music in one way or the other. And it comes out in some ways. Some people, like Taylor Swift, get their hearts broken a million times and say, you know what, fuck boys.
Yeah.
And then there's us that's like, you know, why not just take that baby and smash its head on the wall?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, people can say what they want, but this genre is definitely not boring by a long shot. You know, I love this genre. I listen to everything, man. I really do. I mean, and I'm not ashamed of it, dude. You guys, you'll catch me one day, and I'll be watching. I'll be, you know, getting dressed up and going to one of the musicals or whatever. I've seen Sweeney Todd live.
I listen to more show tunes than I do anything. I
Yeah,
don't even listen to metal.
but yeah,
I love metal, but you know, it's not. Um, you take something simple like even the Beetlejuice soundtrack when they did that Broadway play, it's fantastic. You know, and then you take little anecdotes from that and go, you know, but what if it was really, really dark and you know, just get you thinking. That's me. Anyways, I can hear that "Call Me Maybe" song and think about cutting somebody's eyes out. That's
yeah, that's the beauty of music, man. Everyone feels it differently. Everyone takes something away from it differently. I like to say the eye of the beholder, or the ear of the beholder, so to speak. Um,
mhm.
yeah, but with that said, man, great track, a great track to follow up the first band. Again, man, every show I'm just surprised at the quality of music we get on here, and again, just the different flavors. You guys brought a little bit different flavor from the first band, and it banged, man. It was a great track. Keep doing what you guys are doing. You said you got a video. Maybe I can get you guys on in the near future. We could check that video out too. I would love to check it out.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds fantastic. And just little side note before I plug
Yeah,
stuff in. So like at our shows and stuff, I don't look like this normally. I have a butcher's outfit on, my face all painted up, there's blood everywhere. We throw body parts in the crowd and shit. Like
nice.
it's quite a thing. We got these big ass light boxes that blow smoke everywhere. It's if you're ever in Virginia and you see us on a label, come check us out because you'll miss out. Plus, just think about it. You get to take hands or feet or fingers home. I threw
Yeah,
a fake dick in the crowd the other day.
there you go. Say, I mean, where
It's
else?
severed and it was on a necklace,
Yeah,
but you
how often do you get to go to a show and come home with a free body part souvenir?
know.
All right, that's awesome. Well, Tyson, thank you so much for joining us. And Tyson, again, if you missed it, was with Autopsy Affair. And for whatever reason, if you forget where to go to find more of their music, guess where you can go? Yep, that's right. The Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. They are already there for your convenience. And again, guys, I'm gonna push the Spotify playlist a little bit more. It's it really is not just because it's a playlist I put together, and not just because it's a show that I'm a part of, but it's a really cool playlist. I listen to it all the time. As opposed to a lot of other playlists, if you say I want to go listen to metalcore playlist, you're gonna listen to metalcore for the next 3 hours and end up banging your head and then banging it into the wall because you're tired of listening to metalcore. But again, the playlist, the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist, has so many different flavors. It doesn't get boring. Listen to it while you're driving. Listen to it while you're cooking. Listen to it while you're taking a dump. It's a great playlist, and every time you go there, you're showing love and support for all these bands. So make sure you make your way to the playlist. I think Pain and Gain, our moderator, just plugged it in if you need that link. And again, enough of that. Autopsy Affair, everyone. Thank you, Tyson.
Can I plug a couple shows real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
All right, so we got Death Fest coming up in April. That's up in Richmond at Another Round Bar. And then Mike, what was the name of that? It's the Thrash and Splash. It's in Prince George County, I think. It is. I believe it's at a water park.
What?
And it's a big ass metal festival. Isn't that what it is? Yeah. This shit's gonna be crazy, man.
I'm gonna have to keep. I'm gonna get in touch with you guys. I really want to do some traveling pretty soon. I need a vacation. I'm gonna see where I'm at
come out.
whenever that's going down, because I kind of want to see how that works out. That sounds
Right?
very interesting.
Yeah, come out. We'll find a place for you to stay. We got you. And thank you for doing all this for everybody. It means a lot, for real.
Oh, no problem, man. It like I said, it gives me something to do on my Wednesdays, you know. But
And shout out to all the other bands up here. Keep doing what you're doing, guys. Others in metal.
yeah, ditto. Again, everyone, that's Tyson with Autopsy Affair. We again thank them for bringing a badass track, and with that, we're going to move on to our next band. And I got Alexander Miller, and his band is self-titled Alexander Miller. So, Alexander, why don't you go ahead and unmute? Tell us a little bit about the band, and tell us about the track you sent me, and I'm gonna get that queued up, man.
Hey, so thanks for having me again, by the way, Forge. So my name is Alexander Miller, and I'm actually a solo artist. I've been making music for about 10 years, give or take. And yeah, I actually started in doing rap and hip hop music when I was like 16, and then I kind of switched over to making metal music because I love it. Also, I figured out that I was kind of good at it. So, but the track itself is called Faith. It's basically just a song about uh, trying your best to live life the best way that you can, taking care of the people that you love. And so far, it is my most popular song. Not necessarily my favorite song, but it's the one that my 9 fans throughout the entire world like the most. So figured that's the one that I would bring onto the show. But yeah, basically the song's just about um, about my feelings towards, my family, how I do my best to take care of them. And it actually took me a couple of years to write the song because I originally had um, the idea of the main lead guitar part, which you'll hear in the song, so I'm not going to explain it. When I was in the Marine Corps about, what, 5, 6 years ago. And then when I got out of the Marines, I switched to the Army, and I actually made um, the album that Faith is featured on. That was finally like 4 years after I started writing the song was when it was finished. So, but yeah, that's the song. That's the track.
All right.
What else did you want me to cover?
No, you're good, man. That's plenty of good plug. We know who you are and what you are about to throw down. And real quick, I do want to say thank you for your service. And if I'm not mistaken, Payne is also ex-military. Thank her for her service as well. And as you pointed out, you had, this is the track that your 9 fans like the most. But we're about to add to those 9. As you can see in chat, you already got some people that showing you some love. So let's check out this track. I'm sure it's gonna go great. And you're going to walk away with some more listeners, bro. So here we go. Let's go ahead and throw you guys over there. We're going to check out this track, and then we're going to come back and talk about it because I'm sure I'll have plenty to say. And here we go, guys. This is Faith by Alexander Miller. Here we go.
I won't fail you. Put your faith in me.
Day after day, when mornings arise, I do every time. And at times I stop and think, what's on the line? What's it going to take to survive one more day? For the ones that I love to know they'll be okay. You'll be okay. No, don't let it go. Won't be a martyr, I won't let it show. I'll be okay. Don't hesitate. Don't be a hero, I won't run away. I won't fail you. Put your faith in me. Put your faith in me. Day after day, come back to my home, my castle, my throne. From a world that beats me down, just leave me alone.
Just leave me alone. When kingdoms are burning, I find a safe light every day.
But how can I fight when I feel like I'm fading away?
Don't fade away.
No, don't let it go. Won't be a martyr, I won't let it show. I'll be okay. Don't hesitate. Don't be a hero, I won't run away. I won't fail you. Put your faith in me. I won't fail you. Put your faith in me.
Don't let it go. Won't be a runner. I won't let it show. I'll be okay. Don't hesitate. Don't be a hero. I won't run away. I'm dreaming. Don't let it go. Won't be a runner. I won't let it show. I'll be okay. Don't hesitate. Don't be a hero. I won't run away. I won't fail you. Put your faith in me. I won't fail you. Put your faith in me.
All right. Let me throw you guys back over in the Q&A. I got some things I want to say and things I want to ask. So, Alexander, where do I want to start? Okay. You know what? Let me go to chat first. Let me just go to chat first. Let me let these people be heard. Let's see. Sleepy Wolf, ooh, clean. Nick from Supposition, smooth. Pain Again, I love this song, not gonna lie. SOAD vibes, all right. Love that breakdown. Getting some Becoming the Archetype vibes. Okay, I can see that. I get that. That makes sense. Oops, hang on. Feel my feedback and through. I get you. Okay, it went away. I'm not gonna get you. Okay. So with that said, I let chat have their chance. I read it. Nick just dropped something I was gonna ask anyway. I'll let Nick have the glory. Nick's question was, you did all the production? Yes or no?
So no, I did not do the production. So the production was done when I was working on this. I was actually stationed in Italy, so finding metal producers was kind of difficult. But I was able to find a producer on Fiverr who was basically just able to take everything that I had done and just put it together and made it sound absolutely wonderful. At this point, I do all of my production myself. However, when this song was made, it was actually produced by a gentleman on Fiverr. If anyone's interested, I could maybe post his profile in the chat.
What was his name? What did he go by?
It was, I mean, on Fiverr, his username was just Silver.
I know him.
And
That's why I asked.
you know him?
Yeah, Silver. Yeah, I know you're talking about. That's why I was asking. But yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, if you want to plug him in, that'd be great. By all means, do that. For those of you guys that don't know, and again, I like to try and make this educational at the same time for bands that may not know these things, that are trying to up their game or don't know what to do because maybe they're younger. Fiverr, a lot of people have this stigma around it, like, oh, Fiverr is not a good place to go. Fiverr has some really talented musicians and mixing and mastering producers that are available for those of us that can't afford to go to a commercial studio, and you get amazing sounding stuff. And this is a prime example. This track sounded amazing, my dude. And obviously, like you said, it was Silver, someone who I happen to know on Fiverr because I've actually worked with him once before in the past as well. So that's really cool. But again, I'm not gonna take away from you. So I'm imagining you did DIs and you sent them off to Silver, and you probably did. Did you do MIDI on your drums?
So drums were MIDI. I wrote them. Everything was written by me. However, when it comes to a guitar, I am Pee Pee Poo Poo Hotel Trivago, so I did not play the guitar myself at all. I wrote the guitar and I sent it off to another gentleman on Fiverr, and he played it, sent it back to me. Um, but I did the vocals. I did all the vocals. Um, but all the instrumentals themselves were done by people that I hired because I mean I was making decent money, so I could afford to hire people at the time.
Oh yeah, nothing wrong with it, man. It was well done track, dude. Okay, so with that said, let me see if I got anything in chat I want to talk about. Okay, so first off, no, not first off, but my next thing is man, what did you say you were writing before when you came into metal?
Rap and hip hop music. I was exclusively writing rap and hip hop music when I first started making music, and then I got into like Dragon Force and Slipknot off of Guitar Hero 3, and that kind of started my landslide into be like, hey, screaming and whatnot sounds pretty nice when you do it over distorted guitars. So
Yep. So just to let everyone know, we do have another ad break coming in, but that's okay. We're gonna keep talking with my boy Alexander here. So don't fret. We'll still be here when you get back, and Alexander will still be on the screen. So so what I'm gonna say is, now that you answered that, man, I can only imagine. Not saying that what you produced just now wasn't awesome. It was awesome, but it just makes you wonder, man, what would this guy be producing had he been in it sooner than later? Because how long you said you've been doing the metal thing?
at this point, I've been making metal for about 8 years
Okay.
or so.
Okay.
So
So a
I
considerable
like
time.
the first. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but man, that and see, I kind of like your backstory because you've had that experience writing in a complete other genre. You are going to hear things differently than a lot of us that all we know is, hard rock and metal, and it shows, especially with your use of the for lack of a better term, I say the non-traditional instruments like the piano. And I believe I heard some string instruments in there besides guitars. Was that accurate? Like some violins and maybe a cello, maybe?
It was violins. Another person that I hired off Fiverr. Look, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know. The entire album that Faith was featured on was done using musicians and producers from Fiverr. So if
Mhm.
you've been on the fence about Fiverr, listen to this song. Maybe also listen to the rest of the album. You probably should listen to the rest of the album anyway. But listen to that album, and that could tell you that you could get some decent quality out of people from Fiverr.
Yeah. I'm someone that's like you. I definitely promote people on Fiverr. Because my first album, I did all my instruments and whatnot, but every vocalist I featured on all my tracks were all from Fiverr, and you meet some really cool people because I learned that a lot of these guys on Fiverr are in bands that are actually really badass, and once you make that friendship and you start talking to them, you start making all these connections with all these other bands. So it's a great experience doing stuff on Fiverr. And like Alex said, go listen to the rest of his songs, and you'll get an idea of what it's like. But again, back to the topic of the way you implemented the untraditional things like the piano and the strings. Very well placed, very well written. Your vocals are very good, man. Very, very good. And I'm sitting here because I'm in my brain. I'm trying to feel what it reminds me of because it's like on the tip of my tongue. It's like, man, I'm getting a vibe, but I can't put my finger on who it's reminding me of. But I mean, it's a great track. That's all that really matters. Let's see. I'm looking at chat here, see if I got anything else I want to throw at you. Let's see. Just kind of reading, see if I got to throw anything at you, Alex. No.
Oh, no problem.
All right. All right. All right. Well, then let me ask you this. So, this is a single off of an album you have already released, you said?
Yes.
Okay. So the plan is right now you're just going to push this album for a little while, or you got plans to start working on another one, or are you going to drop some more singles? What's the deal?
So I am actually already working on a new album. This one will be entirely self-produced. So this album, with this song dropped, it was actually in kind of mid to late 2022, and then the rest of the album followed about 2 months after. But again, this is still my most popular song, so I decided to use this song. But every song that I've made past then has been self-produced, mixed, mastered. This next album is going to be just more of that, just self-produced. And now that I'm actually settled in one place, I could actually really put some effort into learning how to mix and master better for myself and for other people later down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you. So obviously we heard a couple of the other bands tonight talk about how talking about being labeled in a genre and whatnot, and how they just kind of write what they're feeling. So some of their songs, as you listen to them, sound very different. Is that kind of how you're going with your tracks, or do you kind of stay around the same sound and feel of this track?
I would say I'm a lot like the other bands that have said just that. What I do a lot of times is sometimes I get really into one particular artist, and for a month or so, because I've been listening to like Moths to Flames, or I've been listening to a lot of Lamb of God, I've been listening to um who else, like Of Mice and Men, Avenged Sevenfold, whoever, that will influence my songwriting. So I have I think my best example is I have a song that I'm getting ready, or yeah, I'm getting ready to kind of remix, remaster, reperform, and then re-release it, because it's from way back in the day, called Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Mm-hmm.
And with that song, I took full inspiration from like Lamb of God, from like their first couple of albums, so. And then I have other songs where I was like, I want to write a sad song, so it was a piano ballad. So I kind of do write just what I'm feeling, but I guess if I had to choose a genre that I stuck closest to, it would be like metalcore type stuff, so closer in the vein of uh like Killswitch Engage when Howard was in the band, and Of Mice and Men, because Of Mice and Men is one of my favorites, and Bullet for My Valentine because I'm a slut for Matthew Tuck. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And while you're naming all these inspirations and stuff, it finally clicked where I was what was eating away at my brain when I was trying to say who it was giving me the feels for. And you know what, everyone in chat, let me know if I'm totally off base. But has anyone listened to any of the newer We Came as Romans within the past year or two? I mean, I don't know. I don't know why that came to my mind. Just giving everyone a moment. Yeah, and I think it was maybe the way. Definitely you had some metalcore in there, and same thing with We Came as Romans. But maybe it was just the way. Maybe it was a mix between your guitar tone and the way it was overall mixed and mastered. It just really gave me some vibes. I can't remember that one track that they came out with a year or so ago. Something like Dark Bloom or Death Bloom or something. Feel free.
Yeah,
chat.
I'm jumping in a little late on that, but the Dark Bloom album is pretty sick.
Yeah, is it just am I wrong with saying I kind of got some vibes from that?
No, I don't think so. It's
Yeah. So, but yeah, so now that I scratched that itch, I'm back now. I'm back. Okay. But again, man, let's see. Great track. I can tell you right now, man, I want you to keep in touch with me just like I want all the bands to keep in touch with me. I want you to let me know how your music's being received. I got a feeling tonight has earned you a lot of new listeners, and I really like to know how it works out for you. So definitely keep in touch. And I think you got a really good sound, and I think you're gonna do well. Just keep pushing it. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Is there anything else you want to plug?
Yes. Let's see. I have my YouTube channel, Alexander Miller Productions, Facebook, Alexander Miller Productions, Instagram, Alexander Miller Productions. Basically, anytime you try to find me, Alexander Miller Productions. Let's see. I have a lyric video for this song actually on YouTube. That's I like the lyric video. I'm not gonna say it's good because art is subjective, but if you like lyric videos and you like that song, you should check it out. That entire album, This Existence, which is the name of the album, has some stuff that's a lot heavier than that. So if you're listening to that and thinking, "Man, this guy's kind of a pussy," his music wasn't hitting that hard. I got some heavier stuff that you can try. So, um, new album, not quite sure when it's going to be released. In fact, this is literally the first time I'm telling anybody that I'm writing a new album. I've kind of just kept it on the down low, but don't know when it's going to be released. Hopefully by like the end of this year or towards the end of this year, I'll have it released because I want to do a music video for it. And those are expensive in their own right, but uh, yeah. Hopefully I become your favorite black metal musician, and I'll be around.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this real quick, man. That song definitely wasn't soft. It hit hard. Very badass track. You did it. You composed it very well. Your vocals on it were great. You're writing some good shit, man. Just keep doing it. And you guys heard it from him. He's working on a new album, so definitely go find him, show him some love, show him some support, and keep listening to what he has coming out. And again, everyone, this is Alexander Miller, who brought us that track. And with that said, again, thank you, Alex. It was another badass track, and we're gonna move on to the last band tonight. You guys can start unmuting, but real quick, just to let everyone know in Twitch, you know what? Before Andrew goes completely away, if you happen to not remember where to find him with all those plugs he put in, where can you go? Yeah, that's right. The Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. He's already on it. Go there, click on his band name or his name, Alexander Miller, and you will go straight to his band's page. And with that said, we're all going to move to the last band now. And I got The World Without Us, and they're doing something really cool with us. They have a video that they sent me that has not been released yet, so you guys are going to get a little bit of a sneak peek here, and we'll be able to watch it through the YouTube stream. So why don't you guys go ahead and unmute? And I think one of you guys came in, and I didn't catch your name when you came in, but I know I do have for sure Dustin, Cole, Drew, and Brett. Did someone else hop in I missed?
I don't see him in the voice
here?
channel, but I think Isaac might be with
The
us.
chat.
So if he pops in, if it's IG, that'd be our boy Isaac.
Okay, cool. All right. So why don't you guys go ahead, take the floor, tell us a little bit about the band, tell us a little bit about this track, and we're gonna hop into it and take a little sneak peek.
Yeah, for sure. So we have been a band for like over 2 years. I started writing we never thought that this project would actually see the light of day. This was more like at the beginning of COVID, like self-prescribed therapy almost. I have some serious like circadian issues. And so super early in the hours of the morning, I'd cruise downstairs, I'd start writing before kids and everybody wakes up, 6, 7 o'clock or whatever. Cole and I we used to work at the same spot together, and so we became friends. And over time, realized we like same music and whatnot. Dustin and I knew each other through a separate project, so it's like kind of been the perfect storm of once there was an album's worth of material, we started playing shows, and we've been super fortunate. We're in Lincoln, Nebraska. That's where like home base is. Cole is in California now, and our other long hair, Brett, he's in Chattanooga, out in Tennessee. So we're kind of spread out at the moment, making it work, doing the long distance dating thing. It takes a little effort, right? Like you have to like send cute kissy emojis and stuff, but we do it. It's fun. But yeah, so like the last 2 years have been really cool. We've been super blessed. Lincoln, Omaha, like there's this area out here. We do have a pretty awesome like music scene, and the community is rad, and we get the opportunity to get tossed out some pretty cool tickets. And we're loving it, man. We call it the collective blackout, like that 30-minute, 45-minute thing where it's like I have no idea what happened, but it was so much fun. I loved it. So this song is it's called Silver Tongues. This is the closing and like also title track from the LP. And when we come back, we can talk about the LP, and we're actually in the process of re-releasing it. There's a whole bunch of stuff we can tell you about. Yeah, I don't know. What did I miss? Cole, you have a mustache. Do you want to say stuff?
I can wait till after we roll the video.
Okay, cool. Well, then with that said, let me go ahead and throw you guys over to the listening area. Again, remember, this is a YouTube video, so keep your eyes on Twitch. And remember, this is, kind of like a sneak peek, so, pay attention and enjoy it. And definitely post your comments and questions in the Twitch feed so we can tell these guys what we think about it. So here we go. Eyes on the screen. Here we go. This is The World Without Us, and the song is called Silver Tongues. Here we go.
Happiness is an emotional response to an outcome. If I win, I will be happy. If I don't, I won't. It's an if-then, cause and effect, quid pro quo standard that we cannot sustain because we immediately raise it every time we attain it. You see, happiness demands a certain outcome. It is result reliant. And I say if happiness is what you're after, then you're going to be let down frequently, and you're going to be unhappy much of your time. Joy, though, joy is a different thing. It's something else. Joy is not a choice. It's not a response to some result. It's a constant. Joy is the feeling that we have from doing what we are fashioned to do, no matter the outcome. See, joy is always in process. It's under construction. It is in constant approach, alive and well in the doing of what we're fashioned to do and enjoying.
This is the end of life we try to make. This is the end of life filled with heartache. This is the end where the strongest bonds will break. This is the end, you got this is the end. This is
All right, everyone. I'm going to let this track play out a little bit more. All right. Let me stop that. All right. Get ready. We're going to take a trip down to the question and answer room. Here we go. All right, guys. Make sure you unmute it. Got some questions, and I'm gonna touch on some of the chat stuff. We got some really well-versed people in chat tonight. I'm kind of proud of chat. They keep beating me to the punch by typing some of the things I'm thinking, so that's cool. So who was it? All right, Lord of the Re. A little bit of new Blessed to Fall. That was where my brain went the minute you guys kicked into I guess the main segment of the song. Definitely sick for sure. Some other people were feeling some Silent Planet vibes. Chariot a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, what else do I want to touch on? Real quick shout out to Bryce SOT. Let's see. Ton of people saying the track was sick. Looks like we have Zombie number 5 in the house. Shout out to Zombie number 5 and his grand performance on that video. Hell yeah! All right.
Oh, Jim's here. Yeah.
Hey, get it right. Zombie number 5. Use his stage name.
We're on first name basis actually now at this point. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if he wanted to go by his stage name. Okay. Well, with that said, first off, thank you for letting us have this peek on the YouTube video. And remind me, when is this going live or premiering on YouTube?
Yes. We're gearing up for Silver Tongues came out about a year ago, a little over a year ago is when we did our album release party. And we knew like back when we released it that we wanted to do like a deluxe edition and have some extra things in it, but we didn't really know what it was. It took most of last year actually, I think, playing shows, working on new material for us to realize what the next version of the band is, but then also what the re-release of this album needs to be. And so we're really using this video as one of the content pieces to push that release. So this Friday, today's Wednesday, right? Yeah. So day after tomorrow, we have one of the first Redux versions of the album being released as a single, and then it's going to be that frequency for every other week up until the beginning of April is when that album will come out. This video will be live. It'll be yet this week. They will have that up on our YouTube channel. So yeah, we're excited for the Redux release. What we've done is we've tried to create 2 separate listening experiences that are very different from one another, with the same like source material basically. So like the LP that's out now, it's metally. It's also has pretty spots and melodic spots and whatnot. but it's not, accessible for people who don't like that stuff. And so like we're all big heads when it comes to like soundtracks and cinematic stuff. And so we took it as an opportunity to rewrite the entire album using a completely different thought process, approach to recording, approach to composition. And we've created something that I've done a lot of music in my life. I can't speak for the boys, but of all the stuff I've touched in the 40 years that I've been on this earth, this Redux is the thing I'm most proud of, hands down.
Nice.
So
I like that, man. And just to touch on one thing you said, I do like how the song, the track itself, the audio, and the visuals of the video, how they felt like they tied together. You know, you get a lot of music videos where the song sounds a certain way, it invokes a certain feel, or maybe it's even just the lyrics are talking about something specific in the video itself. What you're actually seeing doesn't make sense. It happens, you know, art's art. But this is one of those instances where what you're seeing makes sense with what you're listening to. So I definitely give you guys kudos for that. It felt like a whole cohesive package. And-
that's much appreciated. I'd have to tip the hat and shout out Tristan Powell and his team. Tristan's a homie for sure, really good dude. He's a videographer by trade, and he approached us about taking this project on, and it was a lot of work. Like it was a 3-day production schedule. The night, like the footage towards the end of the video at the night shots, we were all so cold. It was freezing, but everybody was troopers, and he had a crew, like large production crew, but it's all his brain. Like we can't take credit for that for sure.
Yeah. So, and, I also want to go ahead and touch on how you guys put this track together. Was this a done at a commercial studio, or was it one of those situations where you guys tracked it, at a home studio and then sent it off, or how was that whole scenario?
It was the latter. This whole record, I actually never intended for this to be like a project. Like I thought I hung this up a long time ago. And then towards the beginning of COVID is when I kind of had that itch start that really only music can scratch, creating and doing things. About a year before, the apocalypse started, there were like 3 months where I just didn't know what was happening. Like that for a hot minute, my doctor thought that I had colon cancer, and it was going to be like 3 months before I could get in and get that figured out. And so for 3 months, every day, it was like questioning literally everything. And this album originally was intended to be a time capsule for I have 3 kids. And I started thinking through, like, at my age at the time, that's pretty much game over. There's a lot of stuff that I felt I had to package up for them in the event that I wasn't going to, be there 10, 15, 20 years down the road. And that's really where all this material came from. It just was like a floodgate opened for me. Cole and I, having worked together, one of our buddies is a promoter. He's in a band out here, and he threw us on a ticket. We had 3 weeks before that first show. It was just the two of us back then for that first show.
It was more like 2 weeks because we had the holidays, so it was like we had
That's right.
Thanksgiving, and we were both doing our own respective things, and then we had 2 weeks. And I'd never played double bass live before. I'd never played in a metal band before. This is like the first metal project I've ever done as a musician. So I had 2 weeks to get up to speed, and I can tell you, it was not perfect. We've definitely come a long way since that first show,
Mhm.
but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, let me sneak this in. Then, what were you playing before?
So before I was in like an indie rock band
Okay.
in Lincoln, Nebraska, and so I am a big fan of metal. Oh yeah, Brett's got the sticker from my last band. The Zoe's in there. No longer with that band, but I had been playing with them for a few years, and I was wearing I think it was like a Beartooth shirt or something like
Mhm.
that at work, and Drew was like we were on a work call, and he was like, "I see you," and then that's how we got talking about music, and that's how we connected, and I ended up playing with Drew, and it's been smooth sailing ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw
Um,
your Instagram story that time you played that show with Drew, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And then fast forward.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds about right.
Nice. Um, well, yeah, man. Kudos to you. I mean, I know that can't be easy. I can't play drums. I mean, in my particular band, I program all the MIDI drums. I write it all, but don't ask me to sit behind a drum set and play it. So kudos to you for one, making that genre jump and adapting to that second kick pedal. I can imagine that was probably fun to figure out.
well, it's just like the right amount of crazy person and like the right flavor of it to use it as fuel, in like the right way. It's great. Yeah.
I mean, it speaks volumes about you as a musician. You being able to adapt and overcome. But again, man, you guys have a really great sound. I really liked it. I'm anxious to dig into you guys some more. So let me ask you this: we were talking about you guys getting ready for a gig and stuff. Are you guys currently in the gig world, or are you guys in the
Mhm.
writing world, or?
Both, right? So we've been super active for last 2 years, playing shows. We've developed really awesome relationships out here in the Midwest with other bands, and then also with a lot of the promoters and booking agencies and whatnot. Um, we did this last winter too. It's so cold out here. If you go outside, you gotta worry about dying. So it's like January, February. We like kind of hibernate, and we're in full writing mode, which is what we're doing right now. Last summer, we spent a week out in Kansas City at B24. I think that's yeah, with Jeremy Wurst as our producer and engineer. We originally went into that thinking it was of like a 4-track EP is how we were going to do a follow up, and we left that a week of pre-production, feeling really good about the stuff that we had created. And it has since just continued to grow and evolve into like our goal for this year is to release the re-release and Redux version of Silver Tongues, and then also release our next full length as well. So it's going to be a twofer for us. But it's been awesome to watch how the sound has evolved. Like every person kind of brings a different element to the table, and I don't think it's Nebraska nice stuff going on. Like we really collaborate well with each other and like push each other and are open to a lot of exploration and like is that 2 years? No, it's a really good setup. I'm really grateful for this squad challenging the things the way that we do. Did I even answer the question?
Yeah. Yeah,
I
you
don't
did. You did. You did. I would have asked it again if not, but yeah, you definitely did. So you guys are currently writing because you're pulling the hibernation stunt, and you guys will be gigging soon, and obviously you're preparing for this Redux drop, and obviously this video coming out. So you guys got a lot going on, man. That's great. And again, I'll keep saying it. It was just really good track, man. I thoroughly enjoyed listening to it, and again, like I said, I enjoyed the visual that went along with it. It made sense. It was super cohesive, and just a great package, man. You guys got a good sound, and like you said, you guys bring a different flavor to the band, and what you guys are mixing up and tossing out's great. So
Thank you.
Kudos to you guys. It's definitely some awesome stuff. I definitely loved it. Is there anything else you guys maybe want to plug before I steal the show from you?
I won't speak for you guys. You guys jump in as needed. Friday, the first single from the Redux is going to be released. We have a Spotify pre-save campaign up right now. Like that helps local artists more than literally anything else in the current landscape. I don't know if or where we can share that, but we're on every platform, predominantly MySpace and Pure Volume, but all the other ones too. But the pre-save campaign is kind of the big focus for pushing for Friday.
Right. Cool.
What did I miss? Brett, Dustin, Coley.
We got a if there anybody's tuning in from the Midwest, we got a show in Lincoln, Nebraska on March 8. We're playing 1867 bar, opening for the Fallen Dreams. Is that correct? Drew?
No,
Did I get that right?
this day forward.
From this day forward. Sorry, my bad.
Oh.
Yeah, opening for this day forward. on March 8th. So if anybody is in the Lincoln, Nebraska or Omaha area, come check us out, and we'll be slamming.
Ready.
Well, I have to ask this: was that just like just a random slip of the tongue you saying For the Fallen Dreams, or do you guys have actually something coming up with For the Fallen Dreams?
We
No,
played
I
with
have
them,
dyslexia.
and it gets me every time too, though. Like when we played with For the Fallen Dreams, From This Day Forward was also on that ticket. So it's like my brain's just all like there's too many F words that aren't even the F words.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
well,
saying?
it hit me in the chest and in my gut because For the Fallen Dreams has been like a huge inspiration for the type of music I write. So whenever you said that, I was like, wait, For the Fallen Dreams, what? I love those guys. They have an awesome sound. Really love some of their new stuff they've been coming out with too. But their older stuff, man, that definitely inspired a lot of how I write now. So that's really cool. You guys
Awesome.
have that connection. That's great, man. So with that said, again, yeah, all you guys heard it. They have a crap ton going on. They have a bunch of new drops coming out. Some specifically coming out on Friday. They do have some gigs coming up in the near future in the Nebraska area. So be sure you go and find these guys and show them some love, show them some support. They're working hard, and show them that you care. With that said, thank you guys for dropping a badass track. Every band tonight has been awesome, and you guys just kind of wrapped it up with a nice little bow for us, and we appreciate it very, very, very much. And again, thank you to all the bands tonight. And I'm gonna take a real quick second. I have someone that hopped into Discord. We got wires crossed. His band was going to be on tonight's show. It didn't work out, but I do want to give him an opportunity just to say hi and tell us what band he's with real quick. Scotty, are you there? Can you hear me still? Hey, buddy, I think you're still muted. There you go. All right, Scotty.
Hey.
So real quick, like I was telling everyone, our wires got crossed. Scotty was supposed to be on tonight's show. It didn't work out, but we're going to get him on another show, and I didn't want to leave the show without, giving him a few seconds. So real quick, Scotty, tell us what band you're with.
Hey guys, sorry for the delay first of all. I'm from a band called Hollywood Nightmare, obviously from Hollywood, California, and currently we are working some new materials, and we still have shows coming up, mainly out here in Los Angeles. And tomorrow we are dropping a track called VBE, stand for Vampires Everywhere. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
Yeah, and Scotty, definitely after the show, just message me, and we're going to get you scheduled to come back on, and we're going to listen to that track too, okay? Cool.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you, brother. Okay, so let me go ahead and just wrap the show up for everyone real quick. Again, for those that missed it or came in late, this is the last episode of season 1 of Banger Wednesday. And again, I try to save lives in my free time. If you forgot, next Wednesday is Valentine's Day. So if you haven't made plans for your significant other, you might want to get on that. And that is also why Banger Wednesday will not be live next Wednesday. And we are going to take that opportunity to do a format change, and we're going to prepare ourselves for season 2 of Banger Wednesday, which is going to bring a lot of really cool things. We're going to implement some actual games for the bands and people in chat to take part in. We do have a lot of prize giveaways lined up, which will include Banger Wednesday merch. And we do have bands that have been on the show that are planning to offer up some swag for you guys. So you have a chance to win some really cool merch. First step in winning that merch is taking a second, literally 1 second, to go down here in Twitch, hit the follow button. It costs you absolutely nothing, but it opens so many doors and opportunities for the bands and the show to keep doing what we're doing. And, it helps us get these bands heard. That's what the whole show was about. So just take that second, hit the button, and let's keep the show going. And again, with that said, season 2 is when we're going to start doing all that, and that's not next week, but the following week. Again, if you enjoyed the bands tonight and you can't remember all those plugs that we spit out at you, go to the official Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. All the bands are there. You can find them and use that roadmap to find them elsewhere. And I think that might be it, because my throat's getting tired, like I'm some amateur. So with that said, thanks again to all the bands. Thanks again to the audience that showed up. We had some great audience participation. We got some very bright audience members tonight for sure. And you know what? Let me end it with that. So how we always wrap up the show is I play us out with a track that I select from random from the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. And with that said, everyone have a good night. Stay safe. Keep banging your heads. And I will see you on the next episode of Banger Wednesday when we start season 2. So here we go, guys. I'm going to cue up a song from the playlist. And everyone just have a good night. Enjoy the tunes. And see you next Wednesday. So here we go. Let's pick someone at random. Who is it going to be? Who is it going to be? Oh, man, so many good choices. Here we go. Shouting from the Ocean by a band called Oceans in Silhouette that was previously on the show, and they are from the San Jose area of California. Here we go.
I'm stuck in the ocean, and I can't let myself go sink into the ground. I've lost all emotion for everyone that swore they'd never let me drown.